Hey, it's us, Brady and
Levi.
we're the nerdish guys, the two of us. That's what we are. We're here to deliver to you the goods being SAT and ACT prep. Comp Dude! That's right, you got both of us tonight. Because you usually only get two of us, but now
Right,
you
now
have
both of the two of us.
So things are going to get heated very quickly.
Comp Dude, speaking of heated, what would you like us to do? I shouldn't have said speaking of heated. Speaking of what I want to talk about, what would you like us to do?
You got any questions for us, Comp Dude? We have a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
I thought I thought I was gonna go over sequences and series.
Well, I want to know what Comp Dude wants to do.
Well, yeah, Comp Dude's watching. Is he watching though? /she? Doesn't look like it.
Nope.
Seems like they. Oh. All right, now wait. Oh, one viewer. There we go.
Can we talk
Hey,
Entropy?
CV Turtle. Walking down the street, CV Turtle. Kind of like to take the shell off and eat.
Very nice.
So wait, they're watching. Why does it say 0?
It says 2.
No, it does not. It says 0.
It says 2.
That's not true at all.
Oh.
You're seeing the number next to the eyeball.
Right. It says 3.
Comp, do you want to talk entropy? You want to talk a little delta S? Huh? Delta S?
All right. Do you want to talk entropy, or do you? Well, we should probably do not that.
Here's the thing, man. Heat dissipates. Order decreases. Disorder increases is what I would say. And that's pretty much it. That's entropy right there.
So you would say that disorder and order are
Inversely
related.
Related, yeah. Right. Not proportional.
Yeah.
That's true. First rule of thermodynamics, we don't at all talk about thermodynamics. That's not true. The first rule of thermodynamics is delta U is equal to Q plus W.
Wow. Comp Dude really needs help.
Yeah, man.
You were so far off.
Yeah, this is the first rule. I think you're thinking the zeroth rule, and the zeroth rule is you don't talk about it. In fact, you just violated it. So, kind of embarrassing that you made that rookie mistake. I hated thermodynamics. I got a very bad grade. I got a very bad grade in that class. Why is that strange?
I don't know.
I just had a terrible time, man. I don't know. One of those classes that just kind of rocked my world in a bad way. Because you can rock someone's world in a good way, and it did not do that. Don't crack the screen.
I didn't crack the screen on purpose.
Don't crack the
I
screen.
didn't crack the screen on purpose.
Okay.
Hey, CB Turtle, do you have questions? Oh, while Bird is going to be doing
Sequences and series.
and I'll be doing science stuff, but I'm going to send you links to the stuff. Now.
Not specifically. That's what he says. You know what? Here we go. I think my capital letters are just going to look a lot better than my normal handwriting. We'll see about that. So far, so good. Sequences and series. Yeah, that's a lot better. Sorry to disappoint. CB Turtle, you could never disappoint Levi and I. Ever. No matter what you did. Why do I always make that mistake? You can never disappoint Levi and me.
Objects.
I still make mistakes like that. I think of myself as a subject when I'm rather an object. Challenge. You mean like a challenge problem? Oh, are we challenging you to disappoint us? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think you could. We have what's called unconditional love for you, CB Turtle. So you're the kind of turtle that when you walk down the street, I'd like to take the shell off and eat. So it doesn't get better than that. Okay. Here we go. Sequences. Put a little star here. Sequences are lists of numbers with a pattern. List of numbers with a pattern. Okay? Let me give you a list of numbers with a pattern, and let's see if you can figure it out. You wouldn't?
You wouldn't.
It keeps going. CB Turtle, or Comp Dude, what's the pattern here? What is going on? Because I'm getting nervous. I don't know what's happening. What's happening here with all these numbers? I can't tell. One sec. Let me think. CB Turtle, shh, no tears, adding 5. There we go. CB Turtle thought and then figured it out. Yes, we're adding 5 every single time. This is a very particular kind of sequence where you're adding or subtracting something over and over. And it is called an arithmetic sequence. All right? Arithmetic. And it's in the sequences list. So it's an arithmetic sequence. You're adding or subtracting the same number over and over, and that number is called the common difference. So in this case, our common difference is positive 5 because we are adding 5 every single time, okay? Now your common difference could be negative because you might be subtracting, in which case you could think of that as adding a negative number over and over and over again. So, oh geez, I don't know. Let me think about this. What is our common difference here? CB Turtle or CompDude? I will accept answers from either of you. What is the common difference? A fat quarter. Yeah, I prefer thick. It's a thick quarter. Oop, new messages. I gotta scroll down. What we got here? Yes, CompDude, you gotta specify. It is negative a fat quarter. We're going down. We are adding a negative number or subtracting because technically they're two sides of the same coin. What coin is that? It's a quarter. It's a thick quarter, not a fat one. Good. So our common difference, D, is negative 0.25. Fantastic. It's excellent. So good. All right. Now let's make it a little more difficult, okay? We got 5 numbers, and let's say that the first one on the list was 17, and then the last number was 33. Let's say I wanted to know what the numbers were in the middle, okay? And now I'll also say this is an arithmetic sequence, so you know that we're adding or subtracting something over and over. In this case, we clearly must be adding something because it's getting bigger, okay? How could we figure out what we're adding? What would we do? I don't even know. There's some value D, the common difference. What is it? Well, it's hard. You could try to think to yourself, let's see if it's 2. If it's 2, we have 19, 21, 23, and 25. No, it should be 33. So it clearly cannot be 2. It's got to be larger than that. Why does this not automatically subtract the difference divided by 3? CB Turtle, you are onto something massive. What's the difference between these? 33 minus 17 is going to be, I believe, 16. So it's actually, yes, CompDude has actually got this right. You want to divide by 4, and here's why. You might say, well, there's 3 stops there, so clearly it must be 16 divided by 3. You don't want to think of it in terms of actual entries. You want to think of this in terms of the number of jumps you're making. You're adding this common difference how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're adding some number 4 times, and we're going up a total of 16. So you take 16, divide it by those 4 jumps, and you get 4. All right? That must be our common difference. And if it is, then we should be able to add 4, 21, 25, 29, 33. Makes sense. Exactly. Exactly. Another way to think about this is, if we call the common difference D, we can make a bunch of expressions here, a bunch of terms. So common difference is D. We're adding it every single time. So what's going to be here, let me get rid of these bottom numbers. We don't like those. We could say that this is, well, it's going to be 17 plus whatever that number is. 17 plus D. And if we add D again, we're going to get 17 plus 2D, and then 17 plus 3D, which means that the next one in the pattern would be 17 plus 4D.
Why not 3, my lord?
Not 14. Oh, geez. Levi.
Yes, my lord.
You're lording me. 17 plus 4D could fit in this slot as well, but we know the value of that. It's actually 33. So you could solve this for D, and you end up doing exactly what we did before. You take 33, you subtract 17, and then you divide by 4. It's going to give you your common difference. Excellent. Excellent. You guys are doing so well. Much better than I thought you would do. I'm kidding. Wait, now you're asking for algebra. Shame on you. Comp, dude, I will come over there, and I will wag my finger in your face accusingly. I'll do it. Don't think I won't. I will. No shame. Algebra. Algebra. That's what they used to call it back in the day. Algebras. Same root as the word alcohol and aluminum, maybe? No, what other words start with AL?
Al Horford?
No.
Oh.
There's words that start with AL that are all from Arabic originally.
Albeit.
Alchemy, that's one. What did you say?
Albeit?
No.
Albeit?
No. They're like nouns.
Allison. It's a proper noun.
It is an Arabic term. You gotta calm down.
Ally.
No.
What?
Get out of here.
I can't.
Just
Oh,
go.
the doors are closed.
Well, whose fault is that?
The doors.
The Doors, exactly.
That band.
Jim Morrison and the Doors.
There you go.
Break on through to the other side. What if I punctured the glass just now? Break on through. Anyway, we're going to do something else now, which is this. First term. Here we go. First term is going to be negative 47. And then we're going to say that the second term, they'll make this easy. Second term is 22. I want to know the 17th term. 17th term.
17th, my lord.
So these are back-to-back, which makes solving for the common difference quite easy. What are we adding each time? We're adding whatever 47 plus 22 is, which is 69. We're adding 69 each time. That's our common difference, okay? Now how do we get to the 17th term? Do we want to write out every single one? The third term is going to be 91. No.
Yes, my lord.
No, we don't want to do that.
Why not, my lord?
Because in math, if there's faster ways to do something, that's what you want to do. I will turn all the way over here to beat that point into the ground, okay? We want to think about how many times we're going to be adding 69, okay? How many jumps is it going to take? Yeah. How many jumps is it going to take to get from the first term to the 17th term? It's going to take 16 jumps, okay? 1, 2, 16 jumps. Which means we just added 69 16 times. So we started at negative 47, and then we added 69 16 times, bringing us to the 17th term.
69 times 16 is 690 plus 345, which is 1,035 plus 69 is 1,090, 1,104 plus negative 47. So just over 1,000 something.
Just over 1,000.
50 something. Oh, is that
69 is the Powerball tonight. The Powerball. Good luck with that. You buy a ticket, comp, dude.
You should.
This calculator is taking so long.
You actually have a really good chance of winning
Yeah, tonight, really good chance.
Right.
Everyone has a good chance of winning tonight. Oh my gosh, this calculator is taking so long. Calculate. Let's go to calculate.
It's voice activated.
No, it's not.
Oh.
I want to calculate things. Okay, there we go. Wow, I really should have prepared better on this calculator. Negative? No, jeez.
Yeah, let me do it.
Do
You're
it.
gonna
I'm
hurt yourself or
scared.
one of the students.
I'm scared. Do that whole thing. How are you doing it?
What does that even mean? How am I doing it?
I just don't know how you're doing it.
1,057.
1,057.
Yes, yes, yes.
That is the 17th term. Chat is now voice activated. Please shout your questions. Thank you, CB Turtle.
CB Turtle, that means you.
Haha.
Ask your questions.
All right, I have more things to talk about.
I enjoyed that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, if you think I'm done, I'm not. You got the look on your face that says, oh, Brady must be done. Is that true? Do you really think that?
What?
That I'm done?
You're finished.
Oh, that's even worse than being done.
Yeah.
CB Turtle, hopefully you did not shout your question.
Hopefully you did.
All right. Here's the next question. Okay. Supposedly the story is young German boy named Carl Friedrich Gauss, which a lot of math is really from him and Euler. Anyway, He was a small young German boy in a small German school, and his small German teacher said, "Hey, I had a late night last night. I want you guys to just add all the numbers up from 1 to 100, and I'm going to take a nap. And maybe at the end of the period, you'll figure it out." So all the young German kids started talking, "Well, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 plus 4 is 10. They started doing that, all in their little German voices. You better not be talking convergence.
Not really.
Nah, don't worry about it. That's not what this is. It doesn't keep going. It stops. This is a finite arithmetic series. What I'm asking you to find here is a series. A series. The fresco is a dynamic work because by capturing the energy, humanity, and collective achievement of the Detroit workers, celebrates all working men and women. No change that. Wild that was. Agreed. Agreed.
Oh, I'll figure this out.
CB
Okay.
Turtle, Levi's on it. Okay? So a sequence is a pattern of numbers, and a series is the sum of a sequence.
Hang on. Let me listen.
That's great. That's great, Levi. The sum of a sequence. So we're trying to find the sum of this sequence.
That's yours, dude.
What's up?
Yeah, Siri responded to you speaking in German.
No.
Yes.
Did it really?
Yes.
No, take it back. I doubt it.
You can't doubt that.
So here's what little Karl Gauss did in his little German mind. He said, well, the first plus the last is 101. The second plus the second last is also 101. If I keep going in the middle and take the third and the third last, that'll also be 101. So all of these, there's a symmetrical thing going on with all these 101s. How many 101s are there? Well, there's one for every pair of numbers. How many numbers are in this list? 100. How many pairs of numbers would thus be in this list? 50. 50 pairs times 101 for every pair is 5,050. And with that, he raised his little German hand and said, "Teacher, teacher, I have the answer." And the teacher woke up and said, "Carl, you cannot have the answer so quickly. What did you do?" And then Carl explained it, and the teacher, while he was listening to Carl, was drinking out of a mug of coffee. And then once he's explaining, the teacher's like, and it went all over the place. It's a spit take, because that's not what a spit take is. Is that what a spit take is?
That's how Carl got his burns.
That's how Carl got his burns. CB Turtle isn't. Oh, that's you. Okay. So there's something going on. There's a pattern here, and it's called the Gaussian series. And it's really very fun. This applies to all arithmetic sequences. That's what you were changing. I'm sure the format. You have to.
Ignore, I got it.
I want to look at it. I don't know.
You can't.
There's a general pattern here which looks like this. First term plus last term times, it's the number of pairs, but we could just say number of terms over 2, because that'll solve for the number of pairs. Number of terms over 2. That is the Gaussian series right there. First term plus last term times the number of terms over 2. Okay? So it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What if it starts at 0? Great question, CB Turtle. Let's see what that's going to do. It now starts at 0. First term plus last term. 0 plus 100 times the number of terms, which is now 101, divided by 2, is going to be 100 times 50.5, which is, again, 5,050. So even if you don't have a whole number of pairs, and you have like 50 and a half pairs, this will still work, which I think that's also really fun. Would it be 101 pairs over 2? Yes, it would. Or 101 number of terms over 2, which would give you 50.5 pairs. Yes, so you're right. 101 over 2 pairs. That is a very good question, CB Turtle. I'm glad you asked it. I really am. I really am. Okay, we're going to do another one.
Can I have this piece of the board to start writing up CB Turtle's thing?
If you want.
That's what I want. That's what I asked.
Fine.
Do you want that?
If you want. No, it's fine. Go ahead. Okay, guys, that was all arithmetic sequences. Now we're going to talk about the other kind of important sequence to know. There is a crazy amount of different kinds of sequences. Any pattern you want, you
Crazy
can multiply.
number of different
Did I say
types.
amount?
Yes, you did. Ow!
It's a crazy number. God, that's 2 things I've done wrong already.
Yeah.
These are things that are so deeply ingrained.
Yes.
Like, I'm not fixing any of this.
No.
Like, I want to.
Okay.
I want to be better.
It is important to stress out.
I want to be better.
Stress out. Tense. Tense. Hold your breath. More upper body, no lower body. Yep. All right. Good.
Okay.
And
I think-
sleep less.
Yeah, I definitely need to sleep less. I've been sleeping way too much lately. I wake up and I feel refreshed, and it's like, that's not good.
Yeah.
You know? You know, I don't have to tell you. You've been in that boat. Anyway, there's a whole different, there's an infinite number of patterns you could do. You could multiply by 7 and add 3 over and over again. And you can tell you could do a bajillion different things. But there are 2 patterns that come up a lot on the ACT and SAT, which is arithmetic, which is what I just did, and then a geometric sequence. Okay? Geometric sequence. And I'll give you one, and then you'll tell me what's going on. Here we go. What's going on, guys? Cubing. We're not cubing. 4 cubed would be 64. You're on the right track. I think you just got your terminology wrong. 36 cubed. It's not a power of 3, because that'd be the same thing as cubing, and that's not right. 4 to the power of 3 would get us to 64. 4 times 4 times 4. Multiply by 3, yes. We are tripling, comp dude, not cubing, because cubing is much more powerful. It's very powerful. Yeah. Carl Gauss. Little German boy.
This is German frogs that you're doing, I think.
Yeah, it's a little German frog. He puts on his lederhosen and he eats sausages.
What is Lederhosen, by the way?
It's good.
Is it food?
Comp dude, making mistakes is all a part of math. It doesn't mean you stink, man. If you say I'm not good at math anymore, then you stink.
This is why I like tutoring in the internet, because I don't have to smell the stinky students.
All right. Yeah, comp dude just smelled himself. It's not anything to do with the fact that he just made a funny little mistake, which is totally fine.
It's a metaphorical comment.
Okay.
Or metaphorical.
So it is multiplying or dividing. I'm going to not do that. Okay. Okay. In this case, we're multiplying by 3, and we're going to call that the common ratio. We're multiplying by 3 every single time. Now, this is going to be a little trickier, okay? Now, you also think of it as dividing by 1/3. That'd be the same thing as multiplying by 3. Dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2, so it's a lot of, like, flip sides of the same coin. Which coin is that? It's a quarter, obviously. A very thick, fat quarter. So, similar kind of question. Like this marker. Let's say we had 6, and then we had 52, and this is a geometric sequence. So we're multiplying by something over and over. How can we figure out what that is, and then use that to figure out what these numbers are? Well, we could try 2, and say, well, that would be 12, and then 24, and then 48, and then 96. Too big, it's not 2. It's going to be something between 1 and 2. But now you're going to have to do something kind of tricky that you're going to need to know your algebra for. All right? It's pretty exciting. And here is what it is. We're multiplying. Multiplying by r every single time. So think about the terms you could put in for these slots. We start with 6. You multiply by r, you get 6r. That's all we can put in here. Which means this is going to be 6r squared, because we multiply by yet another r. 6r cubed, which means what we could put in the last slot is 6r to the 4th power. And we know what that is. That is 52. So we have to solve this for r. We divide by 6. And we get r to the 4th is equal to, that would be 26 over 3, which is in turn going to be 8 2/3. R to the 4th is 8.67. So you have to then take the 4th root here. You're going to have to take this, both sides to the 1/4. And so r is going to be equal to Let's see. Does this turn on again? There it does. Good. We have 8.666666667. I do that sometimes. To the 1/4, or the 0.25, and that's going to be 1.71. We'll do 58. That's our common ratio. It's not a nice number. What do you get when you put root beer in a square glass? Beer. That's very good. That's very good, Comp Dude. They call you Comp Dude for a reason, I'll tell you that much. Okay. So now that we know R, we can say what all this is. Okay? So 6 times that is going to be 10 point, I'll just make this easy, 10.3 multiplied by that again, we're going to get 17.66 multiplied by that again, and we're going to get 30.3 multiplied by one more time, you're going to get 52. Before I start this question, that's Levi. Why do I read that? Okay, great.
Always read that.
Now we're going to do one last one in the same spirit, which is finding a term that's super far away. I'm going to use this space down here. Levi should be find this at.
I'm so fine with that.
Okay, yeah. So we have 3, and then we have 7, and then we want to, so that's the first, that's the second term. Goes, and we want to find the 16th term. What do we do? Think about what we're doing over and over and over again. Well, the first thing is, how do we get from 3 to 7? What do you multiply by? Tell you that much? You have to multiply, if you want to turn this into a problem, 3 times the common ratio gives you 7. Solve this for R, and you're going to get R is 7/3. We're multiplying by 7/3 again and again and again. How many times are we multiplying by 7/3 if we want to start with the first term and get to the 16th term? How many jumps is that? 15 jumps.
Why
16.
not 3, my lord?
It's not 3, my lord. It's 15 jumps. We're going from 1 to 16, which is a difference of 15. So we're going to have to multiply by 7/3 15 times. So we're going to start at our first term, 3. We're going to multiply by 7/3 15 times. Now, I don't want to keep having to write this. If I want to write 7/3 times itself 15 times, that's what we use exponents for. They're repeated multiplication to make our lives easier. So if I multiply this times 7/3 to the 15th power, here's what I will get. 7 divided by 3. Enter that to the 15th power. Enter that times 3. Enter that approximate. It's around 900. We got 992, 597. Is that got a decimal on it? Yeah, 0.17, whatever. That's the 16th term, okay? So very similar setup to our arithmetic, except now we are multiplying and using an exponent rather than adding and using just a factor to multiply what we're adding by. Astounding nerds want to know if that is a TI-84 or something similar. This is a TI Inspire CAS from like 1995. How old is this, Levi?
I think it's probably no more than 10 years old.
Yeah, okay, so probably 2005. You know, that's 10 years ago.
I got it in high school, maybe?
You were in high school a long time ago.
Dude, for now.
TI Inspire CASs and just TI Inspires look way better now than this. This looks like a Game Boy to me. Like the original, this is Game Boy before it even went color. This is the original Game Boy. Are you proud of yourself?
Wow.
Whatever. Yeah, that's a good question, Comp Dude. I think the calculator runs on gasoline. We thought we were a baller with TI-89s against those plebeians with the TI-83. I have a TI-89. It's pretty baller. I like to ball with it. It breaks very quickly when I ball with it. That's what I'm saying.
Are you done?
Yes, I am now
Yes! CV Turtle.
done. That's my song.
CV Turtle, you here? Say hello.
We need you. You're important for the war effort.
The war effort.
Yes, the war. Our boys overseas need you, CB Turtle. For the war. Buy war bonds. That's
Very
right.
good.
Recycle your victory steel. Plant a victory garden.
Okay, so CB Turtle, what did you figure out about these commas here? We have this. We have 4 commas here. What are they all for? What purpose do they serve in the war effort? The war effort in this case is
war.
having a sentence that works grammatically and logically.
And what a war it is.
Oh, it's a war.
CB Turtle's responding.
For the ages.
The ages.
Yes, for separating a statement from a list, the next 2 are for the list. Yeah, we've talked about the 4 uses of commas on the test. If anybody else wants to talk about that, we can talk about that.
Heyo.
But,
Heyo.
yes, we have those listing commas, so let's identify for ourselves where those are. So the list is energy, humanity, and collective achievement. Maybe it should have been and the collective achievement, whatever. Collective achievement of the workers. So those are our 3 things that were listed. Not exactly an Oxford comma. So Oxford comma, oh yes, sorry. This is an Oxford comma. Yes, you're right. This guy right here, that's an Oxford comma because it's part of a list, but you have an and. They will not test you on the Oxford comma. So don't worry about that. Now, this comma and this comma. I liked what you said when you said separating a statement from a list. It's not necessarily that it has to be a list. This comma and this comma are on either side of your non-essential. So this whole piece right here, because of those commas, everything from by to workers is a non-essential by capturing the energy, humanity, and collective achievement of the workers. That whole thing is a non-essential. That will make this problem way easier. So when you're getting, don't we need it after workers? Yes, but I don't, is that word there originally? Bert, can you look on the Discord?
Yeah.
Let me just check there real quick.
If you want me to.
Yes, so
There's no celebrates there. There's no.
yeah, so CompDude, there is no it here. So we have a problem, right? Just by reading it like this with the word because. So we're saying, do we want to replace the word because? And clearly when you read it, it doesn't really make sense. You want this to start a new thing here, right? A new independent clause possibly. But that's not what's going on. That's why it's so important to be looking for your independent clause in the sentence. It's up here. It is a dynamic work. That's your independent clause. And then we have all of this garbage after that. Yes, exactly. We're changing the word because. So we have all of this, and it's really helpful to identify the uses of all the other punctuation in your sentence when that punctuation is not being changed. So we're not changing any punctuation here. So that means all of the punctuation is correct, and we have to work from there. In this case, CB Turtle said that this is a list. So that's what these 2 internal listing commas are for. But then this comma and this comma, which is now kind of covered, that they offset this non-essential, which means because of a non-essential in its nature, it can be fully taken out and the sentence has to make sense grammatically and contextually. And it does. This is just explaining how something happened, or how you know the nitty-gritty of it. But the main sentence is, it is a dynamic work because celebrates all working men and women. Now, obviously that doesn't work. So we need to pick an answer choice here that makes this whole thing make sense. We don't like because, so let's try B. It is a dynamic work that celebrates all working men and women. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It is a dynamic work while celebrates all working men and women. Nope.
Why not 3, my lord?
There is no 3 option, Bird.
Oh.
It is a dynamic work that celebrates all working men and women. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, let me know. But this is definitely that. This is really easy to see, I think. Yeah, no problem. When you realize that you have a non-essential. So they will do this. This will happen at least twice on every English section or writing section that you do, because they're trying to test you on your ability to parse out and make sense of a sentence that has pieces thrown in, so that you can deal with information coming at you and then little bits and pieces of information and then get back there. Yes, so if they just had, it's a dynamic work, blank celebrates all working men and women, this would be a really, really easy question. So you can get yourself there by identifying the uses of all the commas in this case. Oh, did we cut out? No, that's not good. How long were we out for? Can you hear me now? I don't know how to check that. You can, no, okay. Oh, good. Okay, so there was no cutout. I think it was just on CB Turtle's end. Hopefully you can get back into it, CB Turtle. But these questions they are not that hard once you do this part, and this is really just an approach thing. If you identify why you have all the commas you have, what they're doing, especially when you have non-essentials. If you have a non-essential in a sentence and you're not actually dealing with that with whatever else you're doing, take it out so that the sentence is clearer. You're not dealing with other garbage. Okay. Looks like CB Turtle's having some issues. Okay, CompDude, do you have any questions about stuff? Things and such. CompDude, did we ask CompDude the other day?
What?
About, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Do you have other questions that could be related to the SAT and ACT? Where's generic rice name? Because that generic rice name wanted some help on the science, so I was hoping they'd be here so that we could talk about science stuff.
CompDude.
I made it through Calc 3, even horrible ODE stuff. What is ODE?
I believe it's ordinary differential equations.
Oh, differential equations are not particularly
Might not be
fun.
ordinary, but it's different. It's differential equations.
It is, yeah. Odie. Odie just reminds me of the dog in Garfield.
What's the dog's name?
The dog's name is Odie.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
It makes an enormous amount of sense.
Yeah, it's a lot of sense.
Yeah.
At least $1's worth.
Yeah. 100. I wouldn't mind seeing stuff about series converging to pi and their efficiency, if that's up your alley.
This is for ACT, SAT.
So our alley is generally SAT, ACT, and converging and diverging series are not on those tests, luckily.
I'll say.
Yeah, well, you'll say, and I've said.
Right.
Yeah. So you don't have to say it, actually. I got it. No. Oh, I thought I was going to say Riemann sums. Riemann series. No, I personally refuse to talk about Taylor series. I had a bad run-in with Taylor series. My freshman year of college, I think. Never liked him. Still my girl, you know?
Really?
Yep.
Riemann series did, or
Taylor.
Taylor? Yeah, was his name Taylor Series?
You're getting a black screen. That's not ideal. Yeah, good luck. Okay. No king, no king. You're back. We're also here. We're back. Ooh, Chrome will kill videos sometimes if that's your browser. Oh. Some videos need to die. People don't say that often enough. Wow, I really am having trouble talking today.
Levi.
CB Turtle, are you doing the ACT or the SAT? Because if you're doing ACT, we can go through some science stuff, if that's what you're into. And if you're not, or not, then we won't. Or could. Ba, ba, ba. What am I singing? Michael rowed the boat ashore. That's what I'm singing.
Michael rowed the boat ashore, kumbaya.
Similar, but not that.
What is it?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That one.
Michael rowed the boat ashore.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, Kumbaya is not that song.
Kumbaya, my lord ashore. Kumbaya.
Yeah, similar. Ooh. Oh, hot damn. You got a 34 on science? Oh, you cut out again. If you got a 34 on science, there's not much else to talk about. You're watching on your phone, very good. Okay, so then science will probably be tough to watch on your phone. What type of science questions did you get wrong? Were you able to take an ACT where you got the TIR and could see your answer choices? Or the questions themselves? Because that would be helpful. You know, what types of things give you trouble? 34 just means, like, you hit a question you didn't know how to do. Maybe it was only one. So, not necessarily much to talk about. Oh, bird.
What?
I spit on the board.
Why?
I didn't mean to. It was looking at me funny. We can do science, but I want to wait until generic reasoning.
Huh?
Whoa! I will respond to that in a moment, comp dude, but I am gonna have to wait for a moment, and then we can talk about it.
Well done, comp dude. Well done.
What he said was good enough for sure. Did you hear that thing
What?
a moment ago?
No, I was out of the room.
No?
Oh, we got a subscriber.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Nice.
Comp dude. Don't know why comp dude is scared.
Yeah, why are you scared?
You a baby?
You some kind of a baby?
You a baby?
You a scared baby?
Do you know babies?
You hang out with babies?
Teach them the SAT, ACT.
No time better than the present to start.
Yeah. I really want to have a baby on stream, just like sitting here.
Oh, a stream baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get a stream baby. They're pretty cheap.
BRB. Uh-oh. Comp dude ran away.
Burp.
This is black tape. This is what we use to make the whole back wall. That's all tape. Can't tell, but it is. Hey, Bird.
Yeah?
Is there a math game we can play together?
Yeah.
Want to play Math Hangman?
Sure. You want to just play actual Hangman?
What?
You want to just play actual Hangman?
No.
What's the math game you want to play?
I don't know. We can play the game where we have to make up the product of two 3-digit numbers and see who could figure it out in their head faster.
Oh, jeez. We could try.
I could never beat my dad.
No, he's an accountant.
Yeah.
Nor should you.
I told you that he can do any 2-digit numbers together. He knows
One of the
them.
first things I've heard. He just knows them
He
by heart.
he knows many of them by heart.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a maze word.
Yeah. He knows a lot of percentages.
Does he know about the 1%?
Yes, he's got it right here.
Oh, he's got it right there.
Right here.
Hey, well, this is gonna. You know what?
Did you know that at like the 400th place of pi there's a 6 for six
I
repeating
did not
nines?
know that. But they don't repeat after that.
That's very exciting. That's very interesting.
That's pretty interesting. You know, pi goes on forever.
You just spit in my mouth.
Because you gave me that face.
No.
I don't know what to do with that face.
You spit on it?
No, I didn't. I just laughed. It just spit came out.
Okay.
Hey, Levi.
Hey, Bird.
Hangman.
Right.
Give me a
I
letter.
don't want to play hangman with you.
Give me a letter.
English letter?
No.
Lambda.
Is it the other way?
No.
No, that's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you want another one? Oh, I got it. I got it.
You got it.
Okay. Aren't there two lambdas? I recognize this word. Epsilon.
Is that an epsilon? I don't know.
Sigma.
That's phi. Dang it. Wait. I thought that was phi.
No, that's
Lowercase?
No. It's this one. As I recall.
Oh, I see. Oh, so now there's lowercase and uppercase comp, dude. Yeah, like I believe that for a second. If there is, the Greeks got it from us. I don't know. Time goes backwards sometimes.
Ow. That dude rode a horse when he was alive, didn't he? Oh, that's a woman.
He's no,
Or it's
he's
a
got
dress?
a platform.
Oh, that's a platform?
Yeah,
Now it looks like... What?
it's a platform.
Oh, and those are feet. Got it. It does work on YouTube. What's up, CB Turtle on YouTube?
Yay!
You're probably our
Turtle.
first YouTube viewer ever.
You're different than the others. No, I think Uncle Bill Druin is on there
Oh, okay.
sometimes. CB Turtle. Walking down the street. CB Turtle. Woo!
Okay. Let's do some science.
Let's rock. Let's rock tonight.
You want to erase that? We can do some science.
You mean this isn't science?
It's not.
Do you have the overlay?
No, I don't. Do you have it?
Yep.
You bring it down.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
You got it, big man.
We might lag.
We might also speed up.
What? How are... This is so out of order.
Why?
What's happening?
Well, this is a disaster.
Why? Okay. I'm gonna guess we're not doing the science today because the overlay is not moving very quickly. That's interesting.
We should try to, like, fix that one of these days.
Yeah, we'll have Brandon do it.
That's a laugh. There was this British person I knew, and when we passed by what's called the Laugh Factory, in American English, you know what they said?
Hmm.
The Laugh Factory.
Laugh. Yeah, laughing.
Laugh Factory.
Laugh factory.
It's the Laugh Factory. It's not a Laugh Factory. A Laugh Factory is something else.
Higgs boson walks into a Catholic church. Priest says, "We don't take your kind here." Higgs boson says, "Without me, how do you have mass?" Very nice.
Very good. Very good.
Well, he didn't actually invent mass.
The Higgs boson?
Yeah, like it existed before him. Right?
I can't tell if you're joking.
What?
What do you think about Higgs boson?
I know nothing about Higgs boson.
It's not a person.
You're not a person.
It's not a person.
It is.
Well, no, it's not.
Is it now, though?
That you're stretching?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
it's a particle.
Oh, but I assume it was named after somebody named
Yeah,
Higgs.
sure,
and
the
boson,
Higgs,
right?
definitely, but the person's name is not Higgs boson. Boson. Higgs boson.
I assumed they were both people, and they discovered it.
No, boson is a kind of particle, and it was
Yeah, probably named after a dude named Boson.
No! Oh!
They named them all after Boson. Thank
That's
you,
not
CB
true.
Turtle.
That's not true.
CB
yes,
Turtle.
but Higgs boson isn't a person, it's a particle.
What? No, but the particle then discovered the man, Higgs boson.
Yeah, no. The particle definitely discovered the man. Actually, I think the particle invented the man.
I feel bad.
How do you know it's not a woman?
Ow. No, nobody in their right mind would name a woman Higgs boson.
That's not... You don't understand what's going on at all.
Neither does Higgs.
Oh, you mean Higgs boson?
Higgs boson.
Hello, name's Higgs.
Boson. Higgs
Boson.
boson.
Higgs boson.
Higgs boson. Right.
Ah! Higgs boson.
We always do that.
What are we doing right now?
I don't know.
You guys got any questions? Huh?
What accent?
I don't know. Please, we convert your questions into nourishment, and then we take that nourishment and use that to create our answers. So we need questions. Levi,
Yes.
have you heard about Alta Ipsum?
Have you?
I don't know what they go on. I just have nerd jokes. Comp dude, we love your nerd jokes. Keep them up. We like them a lot. Levi, we should talk about Alta Ipsum. Alta Ipsum. Alta Ipsum. It'll come on in a second. Once it's on, we'll do our thing. Right now it says acceleratetutoring.com today. For you. That's the jingle. Sounds suspiciously like Activia, the yogurt, with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yogurt.
In disguise.
.com.
For me.
All day.
Alta Ipsum. Loosely translated in Latin, loosely means a very loose summit yourself. Like a mountain. Like you're climbing yourself, as like you're gonna get to the top of yourself.
Right. It's like a loose metaphor for
self-improvement.
I was gonna say that.
Well, you would
I was trying to
click
say
that button.
I'm trying to click the button.
Maybe some Stoic. Do they do that?
There's
they do.
some unit conversion. Sometimes.
Every now and then on the science ACT, they have you balance an equation. But they don't really do stoichiometry and chemistry. They just do some like math dimensional analysis questions sometimes.
Alta Ipsum.
Alta Ipsum.
Yeah, so it allows you, if you get the app, it doesn't allow you to do this without getting the app. But you can get the app or sign up online. You can do it on your computer or on your not computer, one of those two things. And you can track your grades, you can track when you have to do certain assignments, and then it'll set up study schedules and practice schedules for you, and then you can customize those things. Grade tracker, life organizer, scheduler, best friend.
Yeah, you outsource it. Basically, all of your planning to this app. It plans things for you. You adjust them if you have to. Then it tells you when to do things, and it keeps you on track. So you don't need to worry about what's due.
It's like another parent.
Yeah, it is. Do you want a third parent?
Yeah, but it's quiet.
Very quiet. But issues commands.
And free for the first month.
Yes.
So unlike your parents who are free, the whole time, it's free for only a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you could put us in the app under the schedule. You could put Nerdish Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 8 to 9:30 p.m. EST, and make it color-coded to be like, I don't know, purple or blue.
You gotta save your encouraging shoulder squeezes for like people who need them. I don't need them.
What?
I don't need them.
Anyway, yeah, it's free for the first month, and it's there's a price for the second month, but then it's free again for the third month. So if you get through the second month, you don't have to pay for the third month. But then the fourth month costs almost 2 months worth. So it's almost like you did pay for the third month. So you might as well pay for the third month, because the fourth month is very expensive.
Last month was free for everybody. And you missed that. Okay. Do we want to do some stoichiometry?
If you want to.
Hey. Okay. Oh, some trig. Okay, yeah, we'll do some trig. Like how you can do angle, side, angle, but not angle, side, side. Okay, well, okay, so there's angle, side, angle. There's also side, angle, side. Angle, side, angle, it doesn't matter. Angle, angle. There's a lot of stuff. Do you want to talk about similarity or congruence? Because those are two different things. One is way more... I would really not worry about congruence.
If you're talking about ASA and all that stuff, that's congruence. That's not similarity. Because if sides
Yeah,
are the same,
ASA is congruence, yeah. I was just in the similarity world because that's what I've been teaching my students recently. But yeah, we can... Okay, so angle, side, angle. Let's do that for now. Angle, side, angle. I think about this more as a similarity and then moving into congruence things. So if you have this triangle and it has two angles that are the same. So this angle, and then we also have this triangle here. So those two angles are congruent, and this angle is congruent with this angle. Well, then we know for a fact you were naughty. What were you naughty? Why were you naughty? No. You're all. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Just relax. Close your eyes.
What's happening?
I don't know. This third angle, by definition, because the three, I auto hit the mod box for making a joke. Oh, to be completely honest, I have no idea what that means, so I'm not upset about it. Bert, can you check my computer? Just see if there's some sort of pop-up on Twitch. If you go to that tab. Any pop-up or anything like that?
Yep. Yeah, so he used the A word,
Oh my goodness.
but he used it like an acronym. I'm gonna allow it.
Okay, you can allow it. I don't care. That's fine. Ah, there you go. Comp dude. I thought you were older than that. You seem to be just that age, about angle side side. Very good, very nice, very nice. Okay, so for angle side angle, we're saying that this side is the same for these two triangles. Well, we know for a fact that these two triangles are similar because of angle angle. Angle angle means the two triangles are similar because if two of the angles are the same, then the third angles have to be the same as well because they have to add up to 180, right? So now these two triangles are similar and they have a corresponding side that's congruent. Therefore, all of the other sides are congruent because the ratio of this side to this side is 1 to 1. And if you have two similar triangles with a ratio of 1 to 1, of course they are exactly the same size. They are congruent triangles. That is angle side angle. And then we got angle side side. Yeah, angle side side doesn't get you there because with this one, in this order specifically, doesn't work. Put the dots in there just to be clear. Angle side side. We have an angle here. And then we have these, and then we have this side, and then we have this other side. So if we have, is this the best way to show this, Bird?
I don't know.
Angle side side. Yeah, I'm not sure how you'd prove this one, but angle side angle. Oh, we just did that one. What am I talking about then? That is a hard dimension. I actually think maybe this one is fine. That's a good point, comp dude. I'm not sure. Bird, you want to help me with this? Or just look at this?
What?
If we're doing angle side side here.
Okay.
So you have this angle,
Yes.
and then these two sides are congruent. Okay, it might be that this side is congruent to this side, and then that won't help you at all?
Well, no. Angle side side would be. It has to be the order of the sides. But what they're saying is that even
Oh,
if
this
you
is side
have-
angle side. So
yeah,
these,
yeah.
well, here, wouldn't you have to have
So wait, connect that again.
to connect them?
So here's the thing. You can adjust this triangle if you want by opening up this angle, and you still have these two sides are the same. So
No,
you,
because if you open up that angle, it changes this angle.
not this angle. This line can be as long or
Oh,
as short
that's
as we
true.
need it to be.
No, but as soon as you open up that angle, this side has to change in length. That's why I think it's tricky. Maybe we're being really dumb.
Isn't there another way?
Being-
Because you can also.
I think that as soon as if you change this angle, this side length changes, but you can't change that side length.
Can't you also flip it through completely? Okay, let's. This is. We have an angle that's locked in. We're gonna make it this right here. That angle's locked in. We're gonna make that side length locked in, and then we're gonna have. If we have this continue. So this is locked. That's locked. So the things that are up for grabs are these two angles and this side here.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, that's why. I see. You could swing this down this way. And it would still be the same length. There are two different places where
Oh,
that could
because
be.
that's an isosceles triangle there.
Yes. Yes, it would be.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. So it
Nice.
certain. Yeah, that's why.
Very nice.
So, let me make this bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's two different places where that third side could fit. So
Cool.
that two different angles, yeah. So you couldn't. Okay. Cool.
Very nice. Ow.
We don't condone violence.
Ow.
We don't condone violence.
What's happening then?
I'm just saying we're not condoning it. Or promoting it. But we're advertising for it.
Violence pays us a great deal of money.
One of our sponsors is violence.
Speaking of,
We'd like to also direct your attention to our second sponsor, Tight Bond Wood Glue. Because Levi and I have
a tight bond
for you.
.com.
Hooray.
May cause mild gastrointestinal bleeding, heart failure, heartburn, confusion, disorientation, and vertigo.
Vertigo?
I said vertigo, but yeah, vertigo works.
That's me.
A vertigo is a very small bird that you can put in your hand, and it allows you to have a bird but stay on the go.
Oh, that's good.
And that bird teaches you the SAT, but it doesn't do the ACT. That is still in beta testing.
Oh, jeez. I love beta testing.
You love beta testing. I can't tell if the wood glue is a joke or not.
That's probably... Just don't say anything.
Isn't everything one big joke, Bird?
Yes.
Is this a joke to you?
Yes.
I'm not doing anything, I'm just wondering.
Oh.
In general, is this a joke to you? Okay. So, we have several viewers, and none of you are asking us questions. So, unless you're all my father, which happens sometimes, ask us your questions. SAT, ACT, ACT, SAT, SAT2s even, possibly, Bird's personal life. You can't ask about my personal life, but if you ask about Bird's, you'll probably get mainly about mine, because we spend unbelievable amounts of time together.
Levi, do you have a personal life anymore, or did you get it removed?
I got it taken out, but I got the left one taken out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Two trains are heading into a tunnel, one heading for Poughkeepsie and the other for Alberta. Got it. So Poughkeepsie, New York, Alberta, Canada, or are those two hapless people who are blindfolded and tied down to the tracks? We will never know.
Is it one tunnel?
They're heading into a tunnel. Oh, just the setup of every math question, right. What if we do a silent stream, Bird?
Then we would be doing a stream without any noise.
Right. Okay.
How's that sound?
Yeah, no, it sounds like I thought it would. I didn't know you were going to say that, but
Right.
it sounded like I thought it would if you had said those things anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's do, since we don't have science, I'm going to throw a math question up, see what happens. Should be okay. No. Come on! Ooh, yeah. Okay, we should do this one. I'm gonna do number 48 here. There's nothing you can do to stop us. Actually, there is. If you ask one of your own questions, we will stop this and do that. Okay.
Start that question, you gotta finish it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't say we would stop it short. We'll just stop it.
Sure.
Okay. We have two fractions being added together. If we check out the answer choices real quick, we'll notice that all of them are individual fractions. So it's just one fraction. We have to go from 2 to 1, which means we need to add these fractions together. If you're adding fractions, you need to find a common denominator. If you don't know that, you have to know that. You have to. That is the recognition for this problem. I recognize going from 2 to 1, so 2 fractions to 1 fraction, so I have to combine them, find a common denominator. What is the common denominator of rad 2 and rad 3? That's not the simplest thing. It's not going to be, actually it is going to be rad 6, but I was going to say you can't just put them together nice and easy. How does this never work?
It's the square root of 6, not the square root of 6.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Good. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get from, so we're going to multiply that 4 over rad 2. I'll write this here, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. So we have 4 over rad 2. We're going to multiply it by 1. We're not allowed to just multiply by rad 3 on the bottom. We have to multiply by rad 3 over rad 3. And that will give us 4 rad 3 over rad 6. If you are confused, anybody, about how rad 2 and rad 3 equal rad 6 and why that's the case, but rad 2 plus rad 3 is not equal to 6, I am happy to enlighten you. Then we also have 2 rad 3. So this is one of them. And the other one is 2 rad 3. No. 2 over rad 3. Do we have a question? Hi, just too happy. What's up? That's a lovely username. Yes, very good, comp dude. Wait. Careful. So, hi, just too happy. If you have any questions, please let us know. Yes, comp dude. Okay, good. Yeah, just making sure. So here we have 2 over rad 3. We need to get that to rad 6. There you go. Square, yeah, okay. So here we're going to multiply by rad 2 over rad 2. This becomes 2 rad 2 over rad 6. Now we have a common denominator. Now we can add these 2 fractions. Yeah, no, your math brain is perfectly intact. It's just you got to wipe off the dust. Dust off the wipes, whatever it is. So we have 4 rad 3 plus 2 rad 2 over rad 6. Let's see if any of our answers are that. Yeah. I just wrote it right next to it. So this is the answer. G. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. If you don't have questions, you can also let me know that, I guess. Or you can tell Brady if you're worried about telling me. Yeah. Just too happy. What's up? You said hi. Do you have questions? We can explain what's going on. I mean, I think some of this is relatively self-explanatory. Some of it's not. I'm not talking about this particular problem necessarily, but what's going on in general. Okay. Hey, Bert, I actually need to send something to CB Turtle.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta share that document.
How does that concern me?
Because you have to come up here and do math or whatever else you do. And
fine.
Look, if you don't want to come up here, you don't have to come up here.
No, I'll come up here.
Okay.
I'm up. Can I do another one of the problems here?
Yeah. Oh, cool. How did it go?
Yes. Were you happy with your scores?
Did it go well?
Did it go not well? Do you want to improve?
Do you not want to improve?
Do you want to get worse?
I think the SAT on March 9th comes out this Friday, I want to say.
Oh, really?
I think.
Oh, 51, I love this.
No.
Why?
Why not?
51. If x to y is 5 to 2 and y to z is 3 to 2, what is the ratio of x to z? All right, let's write this out. So we have x to y is 5 to 2. And we have y to z is 3 to 2. The question is, what is x to z?
I respond to just too happy.
What do we got here? Let's see. What'd you say? Oh, score didn't come out yet, but I didn't do so hot. Just too happy. The SAT is not designed to be an easy test, so you did exactly as well as someone that is you should have done. if that makes any sense. I'm basically saying that u are u, which is a very easy math property, that something is equal to itself. Yeah. Yeah, but hey, that's what we're here for. All right, we will help you get that score up. Don't worry, we've done it before. We'll do it again, gosh darn it, we will. Okay, so the problem here is that we can't directly compare x to z because the y's are doing something different. If I made some, tautologies are hard. If I made something up, a different ratio, that looked like this maybe. So we have x to y and y to z, and we have 7 to 6 and 6 to 5. And I said, what is x to z? This is a lot easier. What do we got here?
Thanks for the follow.
Oh, thanks for the follow, okay? This is a lot happier, because, okay, what this ratio is saying is that when x is 7, y is 6. This ratio is saying when y is 6, z is 5. So y is 6 in both of these scenarios, which allows us to directly compare x and z, because they're both in the same scenario when their buddy y is 6. So we can just say that x to z is going to be 7 to 5. 7 to 5, okay? That's not what we have up here. Y is not doing the same thing in both cases. But a ratio is like a fraction that's been simplified, and you can unsimplify it if you have to. Just like when you're doing fraction addition, you have to have the denominators being the same. You can multiply the top and bottom by the same thing. You won't disturb the value of the ratio or the fraction, but you will change the numbers around so that they're now a multiple of what they were before. So 2 and 3 don't match. We want them to match. If we had 2 and 3 as a denominator, what would we want to make our common denominator? Well, 6. That would be the least common multiple, and thus the least common denominator. So how are we going to make them equal to 6? What do we have to multiply both of these ratios by? Well, to turn this 2 into 6, you got to multiply it by 3. So if you multiply this by 3, you're going to get, let me erase this, you're going to get 15 to 6. You have to multiply this 3 to get to 6. You want to multiply by 2. So if you multiply that by 2, you're going to get 6 to 4. So now our 6's are the same. Our bridge has been created. We can directly compare the x to the z, which is going to be 15 to 4. Do they have anything in common? No, they don't. We can't simplify them at all. So 15 to 4 is going to be our answer here, which is E. Now, there is another way to do it, which is actually a little bit faster and, frankly, a little bit easier, frankly. According to Frank is actually what that means. X to y, if you think of that as a fraction, and if you multiply that fraction by the fraction y over z, the z's are going to cancel out. Let me use a different color for that.
Aren't the y's going to cancel out?
Sorry, did I say z's?
Yes.
The y's are going to cancel out, which is going to give you x over z, which is what we're trying to find in the first place. All right, so let's just do that. I'm going to do this over here. We have 5 over 2. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong place here. 5 over 2, which is x to y. Y to z is 3 over 2. Is going to be equal to what? Well, we have 15 over 4. So the 3 and the 2 did not cancel out like we thought y's would. The numbers aren't going to cancel out, but the concept of having y here and y there, those will cancel out, leaving us with x over z, which is 15 over 4.
Yes, there's also a third way to do it. Also, just too happy. If this helped you, awesome. You can also find your own problems, maybe in this test, which I think is 1572 CPRE.
And just ask us.
And you can ask us questions that you have, because we just kind of took this one and started doing it. But ideally, you people ask us questions, and we answer you people's questions.
You dudes and lady dudes is what you say now.
Yeah?
Yeah, you say dudes and lady dudes.
Oh. Always wanted to be a lady dude. Haven't you? Haven't you said that? You were saying that when you were sleeping last night. Simplify, yeah, exactly. You can also say x over y equals 5 over 2, and you also have y over z equals, where is this? Y over z equals 3 over 2. And then you solve this system of equations. Yeah, you can do that as well.
There are multiple points of entry. That's what they say.
Everybody says that.
They do. They really all say that.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a couple viewers now. How about that?
Yeah, for now.
For now.
For now.
Should we put on our wigs?
I don't know. Might scare everybody away.
You want to be pirates?
It's boom time. Hi, this is my main account for just two. Oh, got it. Very good.
Oh. Wait, is it boom time? I gotta go.
Boom. Where are you gonna go?
I don't know.
Okay.
I want to be a pirate. You want to do Batman?
Please
do Batman.
Do you want to do Batman right now? No, we need to do a problem. We are too helpful.
Well, you're too happy, so it matches pretty well. Oh, jeez.
Wait. Just wait a second, Bird. Don't do it.
Why?
Don't do it yet. Cause I gotta get rid of the overlay. Okay, now you can do whatever you gotta do.
Okay.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Well done! It's boom time. Well done!
Very good. Yeah, so we do this not only tonight, it's 3 nights a week, so you can hang out tomorrow and we can do more stuff.
We got a new message.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Red Bun.
Red Bun.
Haven't seen you ever at any point.
We've never seen you. We haven't seen you in weeks, and before that, more weeks.
Hey, isn't that like Childish Gambino's song? Red Bun?
Yes, Red Bun.
Red bun, red bun, red bun. Red bun 2-300. Red Barn.
Red Barn.
Red Barn. Hello, you Red Barn.
Hello.
That bun of yours is
Hello.
looking quite red. Do you guys have any questions? We'll answer them. We'll do it.
We won't.
You're too funny. Free SAT prep for free. What a steal. That's redundant. You said free twice. That would be wrong on the grammar section.
Very wrong.
We don't condone violence.
Ow.
It's it's canceling it out.
I
because
was just going to ask. You think that's canceling it out?
If I'm hitting you, it's like, wow, do they condone violence?
I'm not hitting you.
Good. Well, no, that's not true.
What?
I am good. Can y'all do some grammar?
Oh, we can do a lot of grammar.
Get
out
Can we
here.
do grammar?
We can do a lot of grammar. What kind of grammar do you want?
Oh my gosh.
Do you want punctuation grammar? Do you want
I would
grammar
say
grammar?
give them independent clauses and
Do you want school grammar?
Is it this a good grammar?
No.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Glad we could fix that up.
Just don't ever say that again.
Yeah, never say that again. You'll be fine. No, we're going to continue using hyperboles for literally ever. We're never going to stop. Bird, can you get me my water bottle?
Coming at you.
Ow. We don't condone violence. Hey, okay, so, yeah, what kind of grammar you want? You want commas? You want semicolons, colons, dashes, parentheses, apostrophes, hidden fees, whatever. I'll show you a hidden fee. Telepathy. Hey, Boston. We just got a message from Boston and Facebook at the same time.
Yeah, right.
No, we did. You wouldn't believe it. Okay. Oh, so semicolons are spelled differently from how you spelled that. Also, for those of you who are on Facebook and those of you who are on Twitch, so I guess everybody, you can't see each other's comments, but I can, so I'll try to make it clear. So we're going to talk about run-ons. We're going to talk, I don't know what that word is. Adjacency errors? Boom time, I'm not exactly sure what you mean there. Do you mean misplaced modifiers? Do you mean ambiguous antecedents? I'm not exactly sure. And then we need to get this to semicolons.
Either way, run-ons and semicolons are pretty
yes.
related.
Okay. Also, Claudia from Boston, if you are of SAT, ACT taking edge, or you have parents or children or siblings who are, you can ask questions on their behalf, or we can, whatever you want to do. You can ask different questions. They can be specific things, or they can be about the tests in general, or college apps, or whatever. Okay. Misplaced modifiers. Ooh, semicolons. Yeah, everything. Yeah, so let's do misplaced modifiers next. The most important thing on the grammar section of the SAT and the ACT is your understanding of independent clauses. That is what you have to understand. If you don't understand that, it's going to just be blindly feeling around with your gut feeling, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so we have independent clauses. Bird, what's an independent clause?
It is a complete thought or idea that contains a subject, verb, and can stand alone.
Can stand alone.
Yes.
Wow. So subject plus verb. Hey, Bird, can you scroll for me? And then also help me come up with sentences?
Sure.
So...
Comp dude, I made that joke before.
We made that joke last night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Examples of an independent... So, I promise we're getting to this. Examples of independent clauses are, I walk. It is.
Well, that's not an independent clause.
Excuse me?
It's not a complete idea.
It is.
Oh my god. No, no, don't confuse him.
Well, that's not confusing at all.
Yes, it is.
Why?
Give it complete thoughts.
That's complete.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's grammatically, but this is not the way to teach.
Oh my gosh. It's fine.
Give him a full sentence.
Okay, it's slightly ambiguous because there's not other stuff around it, but like you get the subject verb.
I know, but come on, Levi. Don't make it difficult. You're making it difficult.
You're undermining my authority, and we know that I'm the boss here.
They're gonna think that it's just a subject and a verb. That's it. I walk to the store. Let's actually give them something.
Oh my gosh. Fine. Either way, it's fine. I walked to the store. It fell. Is it fell fine?
Yes,
you wanna
fine.
Say it fell on me?
Yeah, that's good. See?
They are all full sentences. Just saying. It fell. Subject, verb, and complete thought. Depending on your definition of a complete thought, I guess.
No, they are complete sentences. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's wrong to use something that might also be confusing in a different way.
It's not that confusing.
Yes, it is. They might think it is what?
You've confused. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, come on.
I'm just used to it. Okay, anyway, these are independent clauses. This is fine. This is relatively self-explanatory. Now, if we add a word here...
Okay, so red bun. It is a sentence. You'd have to know what it's referring to. So, hey, is the couch red? It is.
That's a complete thought. Okay, if we add the word... I don't want to do it here. As. Right here. As I walk to the store. Now, we have an issue here because I walk to the store is a complete thought. It's that independent clause. This is technically a prepositional phrase, but it doesn't really matter. You just lump it in with the independent clause. As is called the dependent clause marker. Dependent clause marker.
Is that what you're using right now?
Yes, this marks dependent clauses.
Okay.
So this is now a dependent clause.
Very good, Bird.
This cannot stand alone. So, a clause is a subject and verb. An independent clause is a complete thought that has a subject and verb. And a dependent clause is a subject and verb that requires something else. So if you wouldn't just finish a sentence as I walk to the store, something else has to happen, right? As I walk to the store, I whistle.
Oh, hold
I would
on.
use-
We'll get to semicolons.
Whoa, we're gonna get
Be
to
gentle.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just that was a little bit rough. Remember, when you pick up the small bunny, you can't just squeeze immediately, right? Remember that. That's what my dad told me.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to let it grow.
Yeah. Let it grow in your hands. Now, as I walk to the store, not good enough to be a full sentence. We're going to get to run-ons soonish. So with independent clauses, let's say we have that. We'll say that I walk to school. Brady bikes.
Wait, let's finish this sentence here.
Oh, okay. So as I walk to the store, let's put in our independent clause, which I guess we can do in blue.
As I walk to the store, I see the mailman.
I see the mailman.
So this would now have to be a comma.
Isn't this a bit redundant, though? You can just say the man or the mail.
Jeez.
The mailman. Now, that is a dependent clause followed by an independent clause. this sentence makes sense, right? You have to have an independent clause in every sentence. You don't have to have a dependent clause. You don't have to have anything aside from an independent clause. That is the kernel of the sentence, the most important part. Now, I walk to school, Brady bikes. This is 2 independent clauses. And it's also a run-on because there's no punctuation separating them. There are exactly 4 ways to separate independent clauses. There are no more, and any other way of separating independent clauses is wrong on the test no matter what. There are no exceptions to this. There are 4 ways. So, separating, I'm going to abbreviate that. Number 1, independent clause, period, independent clause. We don't have to talk about that. Everybody knows how to use a period. Number 2, independent clause, semicolon, independent clause. This is the only use of semicolons on the test. So what's important about what we're talking about right now is that these are hard and fast rules. Most other things are kind of wishy-washy. The reading section is a little wishy-washy. Math is wishy-washy, right? There are lots of different possible answers for every math question,
No.
right?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Brady gets mad when I say that. This is the hard and fast stuff with the grammar section. Even general grammar, there's some leeway to mess around, but not with independent clauses and separating them and uses of semicolons. There is exactly one use of semicolons on this test. It is to do this. Sometimes we see semicolons separating items in a list with internal commas. You don't have to think about that because it's not on the test. They will not test you on it. It's only independent clause, semicolon, independent clause. Semicolons on the test operate exactly as periods do. Exactly. There is no difference. Okay, so here, right now, we have a run-on. Okay, so now we're done with run-ons. Run-on sentences are when you have multiple independent clauses, multiple things that could be complete thoughts and should be, and they're not separated by anything. That's not okay. So if you see something like this is no good, because we don't want to say, I walk to school, Brady bikes. I don't know what's going on there. So we have to differentiate somehow. We could use a period, we could use a semicolon. So let's do that. This is perfectly fine. Now, the reason I would use a semicolon here instead of a period, not that either one is right or wrong, is because semicolons are used to separate ideas that are related somehow. So I walk to school, Brady bikes, ostensibly to school. Although, very good, very good. So I would use a semicolon here. They will never make you choose between a period and a semicolon if they're both used correctly. There's got to be something else wrong. If you ever see 2 answers that are like this, in A and B are period and semicolon, all the other words are the same, they're both wrong because they both can't be right, and if they're identical, they're identical. There's no change. There's no difference. Yes? Happy? Good? Questions? No. Great. Now, the other, also if you do actually have a question, please let me know. Number 3. Colons. Oh, what do we got here?
They got it.
Very good. Independent clause, colon, independent clause. This is the 3rd way of separating independent clauses. Now, colons have has one other use, or I guess a bigger usage case, more usage cases, whatever, than just independent clause, colon, independent clause, but you can do that. Now, it's sort of like semicolons where you have 2 related ideas, but the second idea has to expand on the first. So I wouldn't really do this with a colon because the first idea and the second idea are related, but the second one doesn't really go deeper than the first in that vein. So if we say I walk to school, it gives me time to think. So let's do it that way instead. If we have if anyone wants to give, examples of sentences or multiple independent clauses, please let me know, and then we can punctuate those. So I walk to school. It gives me time to think. Now, you could use a period here to separate these 2. You've got to capitalize that. You could also use a semicolon. They are related ideas. You could also use a colon, because a colon is saying, all right, we have this thing, and then we're setting up this one. This sort of explains this or goes deeper or expands on it, and it does. I walk to school. Doing that gives me time to think. Okay? So that's how you could use a colon to separate independent clauses. not the only use of colons. You could do other stuff with them. Now, the last one is comma fanboys. Bird, I think you probably want to introduce comma fanboys.
Because I'm a bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fanboys. There's 7 words. This is an acronym. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. CB Turtle, that is correct. You have a semicolon there. I would treat that as a period, and I'd say, I have a dog, period. That's good. However, he is sometimes a cat. That's also a sentence. You're good. Correct.
Yeah, I wouldn't use a colon there because the second idea is
That's
not...
a semicolon.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
It's boom time. The colon has a couple different jobs, one of which could be to expand the first independent clause. It also starts a list and a couple other things, but they're never going to test you on its function. They're going to test you on the rule that you have to have a full sentence before the colon. Did you talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. So for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So here, instead of a colon, we could maybe say, I walk to school,
And
for it
for.
gives me time to think. This seems a little clunky to say, but it's
a little
fine.
because, kind of.
Yeah, it's sort of like because.
Yeah.
And you could use because here. You wouldn't use a comma in that case. Okay, so let's actually do that. That's kind of cool. If we say because here, that's not one of the 4 ways to separate independent clauses, but the word because is a dependent clause marker. It actually makes this whole thing here a dependent clause because it gives me time to think. So this is no longer an independent clause. It's independent, it's independent, dependent, and you're fine.
The thing about the fanboys is that when you see a comma and a fanboys, not only can they separate 2 independent clauses, that's what they should be doing.
They
You see a
must.
comma and a fanboys together, that is their job, is to separate independent clauses. Yeah, you can use so in there, that's fine. I walk to school, comma, so it gives me time to think. Totally fine. Yep. These are all slightly different meanings. You wouldn't use but the same way you use and, because but is contradictory. But a comma and a fanboys can separate 2 sentences.
Yes.
The only difference
yes.
is that you can also have, if you see comma and, it also could be at the end of a list.
Yeah,
You know,
it could be the
eggs,
Oxford
bread,
comma.
and cheese. Yes.
Which they don't test you on. If I put cause, I don't need to put a comma.
I think it's supposed to be if I put because.
Correct. Yes, you don't need a comma because then the comma is not serving an actual function. It's comma fanboys or because that makes this a dependent clause.
Put.
It is all okay. It's boom time.
Is it still boom time?
I think so. Boom time is a range.
Of constantly now?
Yeah, well, it's actually how space and time are related. It's what Einstein was doing. It's when boom time is in your local area or in your chat,
Okay.
then it is that time.
Do some of my tax dollars go to boom time if it's in my local area?
No, it's actually a 501c3 charity organization.
Oh.
Yes.
So I can donate to it.
Yeah.
And those donations are tax deductible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Speaking of taxes, some of you have subscribed, and we really, really appreciate that. But most of you haven't, and you should pay us in questions instead. Ask us questions. That is how we feed ourselves. We feed off the questions. We then, what were we saying last night? We feed off the questions. It's like how human beings breathe in oxygen, convert it to... they convert the oxygen to mitochondria, right?
No.
Okay. So
No.
we convert oxygen or questions to mitochondria, and then rather than give off carbon dioxide, we give off answers to the questions.
I'm gonna sneak in there. We use the oxygen in cellular respiration, which allows our mitochondria to produce ATP. The ATP is used for the energy.
Do we guys mind if you ask what we got on the SAT or
No, you
ACT?
can ask us.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah, go ahead and ask
Yeah.
us. So it's
Should
about
we-
9:30.
It is about 9.
But you haven't talked about misplaced modifiers.
I haven't
That'll
talked
take
about
like,
misplaced
what, 3
modifiers.
minutes?
Okay.
We erase all this?
Yeah, we should. Okay, misplaced modifiers are, oh gosh, we got to get into non-essentials possibly, which is a little bit tough. But misplaced modifiers are when you have a description of something or an explanation or something like that, they always have to, and they're little non-essential elements, right? You just kind of stick them in somewhere, and they will describe the thing immediately after it or the thing immediately before it. If it's misplaced, it's describing the wrong thing, and it doesn't make any sense. So, for example,
Say, black and furry, I petted the cat.
black and furry, I pet. Is petted a word?
Yeah.
It is?
Past tense of pet.
Isn't I pet the cat also past tense?
Pat. Petted. Pet. I might be wrong.
Hey. What's the past tense of pet? Probably dead pet, right?
Hey, I found this on the web for what's the past tense of pet.
What are you doing with my elbow?
I'm trying to read your phone.
Oh. Did it help moving my elbow?
It helped me.
Oh. Did it help you read my phone?
It helped me.
Got it. I think I pet the cat. There are a lot of advertisements on this page I'm on, so that's helpful.
Oh, advertisements.
The uninflected form, e.g. he pet the cat, is fairly common in informal contexts, especially in the US, but it usually gives way to petted in edited writing. Okay. Pet is gaining ground, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
I petted the cat. Yeah, I should do it here. Or, so we have this one, or we have this one. The cat was petted by me. Okay. So, have a good night, CB Turtle. Have a lovely night.
Go get him, Turtle.
Okay.
It's boom time. Your question about how many more questions you need to get right, it all depends on the curve of the individual test. All of them have a slightly different scale of converting how many you got right to, what you're going to get. There's probably an average number of questions that correspond to certain scores. But I don't know off the top of my head how many you need to get more. You need to improve, though. I'll tell you that much. In order to get 200 more points, you have to improve, and that's what we're going to help you do.
Unless you do so poorly that you wrap around to the top scores.
Yeah, because if you get every
Yeah.
single question wrong, the only way you could do that is if you actually know the answer to every question, which
Yeah.
means they will reward you by giving you a perfect score.
Yeah, you have to put the answer before the right answer. So if the right answer is C, you have to put B. But it's like playing hearts where you're trying to shoot the moon. If you fail,
You feel big time.
it's over. You're cooked.
Yeah.
With this one.
We're thinking about getting a sarcasm light and just have it on, and we turn it on whenever we're sarcastic. Do not follow that advice.
I wasn't thinking about
Do
that.
not follow that advice. Actually get things right. Keep going.
Yeah, here. Okay. Black and furry, I petted the cat. Black and furry, the cat was petted by me. I don't like either of those, but one of these is correct grammatically and one of them is utterly wrong. And the answer might surprise you.
Stay tuned.
Click. After this word from our sponsor, I'll tip some. I thought that was true that you said about failing the test that you passed.
Yes. See, that's why I decided to say that. It's going to find someone might say.
Red Bun is also being sarcastic.
Oh. Well, you got to put your sarcasm light on, Red Bun.
Yeah.
You
don't see the sarcasm like Red
It's
Bun.
your Red Bun.
You don't see it.
Exactly. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Yeah, I'm talking. Okay. Black and furry, I petted the cat. This thing right here is a non-essential element, offset by this comma. It describes the thing immediately after it, which in this case is I. Assuming that we're talking about a human being, let's say Brady, for example. Brady is not black and furry. He's not.
No human is that.
He is white and hairless. Okay?
Thank you.
So that doesn't really work. Utterly hairless.
This is not something that describes a person. No one is furry.
Right. But black and furry does describe this cat. Now, if this were the wrong cat, then this would be incorrect. But we're going to assume that the cat is black and furry. Now, this is passive voice. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But this works better. The same thing is happening. The person is petting the cat. That's what's going on. But this is a modifier. I wouldn't think about it so much as a modifier, but it's a description.
Wait,
right?
hold on. Both of these are wrong, though.
This is not technically wrong. You can say this.
No, but on the test it'd be wrong.
Not between just these two.
Well, it would never give you those two. It would have you put this somewhere else. It would never give you passive as the correct answer.
I have seen passive voice as the correct answer because of this.
Really?
Yeah. So passive voice is a problem, but it's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is clarity, and this one is unclear. The top one is unclear. It's saying the wrong thing. This is not saying the wrong thing. So this is not a concise way of speaking or writing, but it's not as bad as writing incorrectly.
I gotta see that. So the modifiers be next what I was talking about. Yes, it's boom time correct.
Yes, exactly. It always is. But because you're used to puzzling things out, especially because you're used to probably being on the internet and reading, things that are written really, really poorly grammatically, your brain is very good at saying, "Oh, black and furry, I petted the cat." Well, the cat is probably the black and furry thing. Your brain does that immediately, and then you don't even realize that it's the wrong grammar.
Okay, so yes, this would be putting black and furry next to what it should be, but also keep in mind that this is normally you do not have a sentence structured with the action being done by the thing at the end.
Right.
Like I threw the ball is great. The ball was thrown by me is weird. That's passive. You don't really like that. So in general, you don't want to make sentences that look like this, but I guess this is better than I petted the cat because it puts black and furry with the right thing. I really, you got to show me where you're talking about this.
Yeah, I can't remember the particular question. I think it was on the SAT somewhere. Anyway, this is the best answer if you had this one because this is not passive voice. The cat purred as I petted.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
As I petted it. Petted it.
Message.
Wouldn't it be easier to say I pet the black and furry cat?
Yes.
Yes.
It would be. It all depends on what part of the sentence they're having you correct. If it was the entire sentence, that would be a great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. If black and furry was not underlined and so it was stuck there, you'd have to follow it up with the cat some way or another.
Yeah.
We should go.
Just do the right thing.
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
And remember, we don't condone violence. We don't do it.
Ow. Okay. Wow, we're so late. What?
I know.
Since when?
Well, we had all these nice viewers, and then we just kind of kept
Oh.
talking, and then pretty soon,
It's this time, and now I'm talking like this.
what did you just do?
I don't know. I don't like this squirter.
Why?
It gets stuck.
Oh.
Okay. Have a lovely night, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. to 9:30. We'll probably end more close to 9:30 instead of 9:40 more today.
Yep. And also, tomorrow, I would try to tune in early to watch our countdown timer because there might be something special that we're adding to the mix. Boom time,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate the questions. That's what we need.
Now we can survive another day and continue to convert oxygen
Yes.
into mitochondria.
Yes, exactly. Can you go over arc length tomorrow? Oh, you know what? We can.
Let's put it on the
I
queue.
think we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Ow.
Sorry.
We don't condone
You
violence.
don't know that.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the queue immediately.
Yeah.
No, I'll just put it on the.
We'll
We'll
do
put
it
it in the.
afterward.
I
We'll
haven't
just
done
come
we'll just have it to
tomorrow.
yeah.
Right.
We will
We
go
will
over
go over
arc length,
like,
but let us know when you're in the chat so that we can. Bird?
I'm copying you.
There's something.
That's what you said.
There we go. Correct animal now. Okay, yes. Have a lovely night, everybody.
Hey, tomorrow they're not going to be.
No, they'll be super easy tomorrow.
And not confusing.
We will fix it in your head.
Yes.
Reach into your skull, crack it open, pull it out, do the work we need to do, put it back in, close it up, sew it up. It's actually more welding to put skulls back together.
Welding. Welding, great skill right there. We need more welders in the country. I've always said that. What's the message? I don't know. Got it. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
We gotta cancel out of
Good
this.
night, Irene. Good night, Irene.
Hey!